Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into the absolute bedrock of modern physics, Albert Einstein's legendary theory of relativity. But, rather than just looking at it as one massive, monolithic idea, we're going to unpack the distinct frameworks that completely reshaped our understanding of the universe. Because did you know Einstein didn't just give us one theory of relativity, but two? People throw the word relativity around all the time as if it's just this one single concept. But separating the special from the general is absolutely crucial here. We're actually talking about two totally distinct, highly specialized theories that tackle entirely different aspects of our reality. Just look at the timeline. Special relativity hit the scene in 1905, but there's a full 10-year gap before we get general relativity in 1915. And that decade? Well, it was packed with some intensely complex thought and non-Euclidean math that Einstein needed to actually adapt his initial breakthrough to the rest of the cosmos. So, let's start with special relativity, the breakthrough of 1905. That 1905 theory is completely laser-focused on high-speed motion and constant velocity. Basically, Einstein proposed that the speed of light is the universe's ultimate absolute speed limit. It is completely unchanging, no matter how fast you, the observer, are moving in a straight, unvarying line. And the result of that? Well, because the speed of light simply cannot change, space and time themselves actually have to flex to accommodate it. It's wild to think about, but if you travel at incredibly high speeds, time literally ticks slower for you compared to someone standing still. This whole relationship between energy, mass, and that absolute speed of light is exactly what birthed the most famous equation in all of physics, E equals mc squared. But the story doesn't end there. Enter general relativity, the evolution of 1915. See, Einstein realized that his first theory had a pretty major limitation. It only worked for those constant speeds. It totally left out acceleration and it left out gravity. General relativity swoops in to solve this by proposing that gravity isn't just some invisible pulling force. It's actually the physical curvature of space-time itself. Think of it like this. Massive objects basically create a dent in the cosmic fabric, and objects moving through space are just following straight paths along that curved universe. And the real-world consequence of this 1915 theory is staggering. Mass actually bends light and slows time down. Because space and time are warped by these super heavy objects, a beam of light physically curves when it passes by a massive star. And just like moving incredibly fast alters time in the first theory, experiencing really strong gravity slows time down in the second one. Okay, comparing the two, here is the 1905 versus 1915 breakdown. When we put them side by side, the distinction becomes pretty elegantly clear. The 1905 special relativity is all about the physics of smooth, unaccelerated movement, high-speed motion, and constant velocity. On the flip side, the 1915 general relativity boldly steps up to tackle the messy, real-world reality of the universe. We're talking acceleration, falling apples, orbiting planets, and that incredibly powerful force of gravity. Now let's talk about relativity in the real world and its tangible impacts today. I know these concepts can sound like purely cosmic chalkboard math, right? But they actually have very distinct everyday applications. Far from being just abstract ideas, these two theoretical frameworks actively run our modern world and guide how we explore the universe right now. Take special relativity, for example. Its impacts are literally foundational to modern physics. By figuring out high-speed motion and that absolute speed of light, scientists were able to actually build particle accelerators and smash atoms. And crucially, that math from 1905 is quite literally what makes nuclear energy possible for us today. Meanwhile, general relativity did more than just give us the mathematical tools to predict black holes. It affects you every single day, right through the GPS in your smartphone. Get this. Because GPS satellites orbit high above Earth, farther away from our strong gravity, time actually moves slightly faster for them than it does for us down here on the ground. So our modern GPS clocks have to be constantly, physically adjusted to account for this 1915 theory. If we didn't do that, your digital map would be miles off target within a single day, literally miles off. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this thought. If relativity already powers our GPS and explains things as massive as black holes today, what on earth will it unlock for us tomorrow? I mean, a century ago, a guy with a notepad envisioned the literal curves of space-time, and today, that exact same math is guiding your daily commute. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you next time.